Menace II Society, Sharif, Tupac, he was supposed to play that role, right?
Tupac was supposed to play Sharif. Okay. The table readings was, cool. Some different shit, I used to show up. Everybody was there. Lorenz, Tyron, fucking Jada, Pac was there, the Hughes brothers. So, knowing the roles that Pac had played before Menace Society, like I said, it just came off of Juice. I think he was doing or just finished Poetic Justice, whatever. He wanted his character to be more of AWACS and O-Dog, so to speak. He couldn't understand why they wanted him to play the straight and narrow cat. Seeing that my roles that I've played, I'm the hood cat. I'm that cat. Well, I gotta be the cat that like, hey man, why are you doing that? And why he didn't like that. So basically he wanted his character explained. So I need y'all to explain why my character turned into the righteous dude. So they gave, maybe, your brother got killed or somebody, whatever. It fucked you up. It made you turn into the righteous dude to save everybody in the hood. It didn't stick with him. You get me? Because you got Eiht over here playing the shoot 'em up nigga. You got O-Dog playing the shoot 'em up nigga. Tyron's even getting into the drug selling and shooting 'em up nigga. And then I'm the dude in the crew who really my personality is I'm like them, but you want me to play this other dude. So he didn't know if that was personal because as everybody know, he was having issues with the Hughes brothers. They had worked with him in the past. So they knew, his work ethic or whatever. So he didn't know if that was like a direct play. So he started getting irritated at the table readings. So every time we would have a table reading, he wanted to speak up about his character, which would disrupt the table readings. So after about 3 or 4 of them, they just kicked him out the movie. And that's where all the controversy started from, because I think he believed that they didn't want him in the movie to begin with. That's why they gave him that role. Knowing who Pac was, it's going to be an issue. And they probably knew that, and he knew that. And so after a lot of bumping of the heads, they just went to the company and was like, we can't work with him. And by that time, shit, they've already spent $3-4 million. It ain't like they can can the motherfucker because Pac's not in it. Because as I'm led to believe, that's, was one of the conditions of doing the movie, You know how that shit work. Oh, y'all know him? He's popular in these other movies. Y'all know him. So, yeah, we'll kick y'all down if y'all can get him in the project. Well, we really don't want to work with this motherfucker, but we going to play the game like y'all play the game, okay? And in the long run, they didn't end up using them. Money is already spent, time and scheduling and all that shit. So the show must go on, and now you got controversy that happened between them two.
Crazy, man. But do you think they gave Tupac that Sharif role on purpose, though? You personally?
Me personally? If I'm the motherfucker who done dealt with a motherfucker before, and I know that this motherfucker's a headache, but I know it's probably a condition to me getting this paycheck, I'm probably going to put him in there, but I'm probably going to put him in the lesser role as possible. I'm probably going to give him less as possible so I don't really have to deal with what I know he would be as the front man. You get me? Can you imagine if I gave him the role of O-Dog or Kane? You get me? I would have had a mountain and a molehill to deal with. So I'm going to try to minimize it, and I'm probably going to give him the lesser role. I mean, because they didn't say, them motherfucker didn't tell me who he had to be. They just said they wanted him in the project. So fuck it.
Right.
He gonna play the less speaking, less interaction. And like I said, my nigga knew, like, man, this is a setup, man. Fuck that shit. And they didn't have time to rewrite the script. Like, I can't show like, oh, you was a hard motherfucker and then your brother got killed. And then I don't have time to show that. And they, like I said, so I think it was probably to diffuse the situation because, like I said, you got to get what you going to get. You get me? You ain't finna pass up that $2-3 million check, right? No, you not. So you're going to put a motherfucker, you're going to write a nigga in there, but I'm going to probably give him as less to do as possible.
Imagine you gave somebody their first opportunity, right? Like Tupac, he gave them their first opportunity to shoot their first music videos. And they was trying to find ways not to have you in their first movie, a movie that they only got because of you. Just imagine, man, how they made him feel, yo.
Yeah, and it probably, yeah, and I'm sure it offended him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because he probably felt like, I thought I got a relationship with the motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? You would feel like some kind of personal attachment to a dude that you done worked with maybe 3 or 4 times. You get me? So, but, you know, that just goes to show you never know what the mind state and the mentality is and what people will accomplish. You know, a lot people will do what they got to do to accomplish their motherfucking dreams too. And if it means I got to, you know what I'm saying, if I got to push a motherfucking nudge them aside so I can get on top, some people are just like that. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that they're very, you know, it was malicious. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, again, if you work with somebody, you know, 4 and 5 and 6 times, I'm pretty sure you know the ins and outs of that. And then thus, you know, if you really want to work with them, not. But if it becomes a condition, if you finna get paid or not, you know what I'm saying? You probably gonna have to take that job with partner. You feel me? Will it make it through? I don't know. But I don't think the integrity of the situation would let you pass, especially when you on the come up. You get me? You know, when you on the come up, you gonna do what the fuck you gotta do to get to that, to achieve that stature. You get me? Not everybody is gonna be like, oh no, man. If I gotta do it because of that, I'm just not gonna do it. Please. They're gonna be like, sure, hand it over. I think at the time, with it being, you know, coming off of Juice and being put in another one of those neighborhood, you know, roles, he just felt like, you know, well, shit, every other character is the gangbanging murderer killer, you know, so.
Right.
Being in his eyes, I think people would be confused by that, you know, with my records that's out right now and the image of who I am and what I stand for. And coming off of that, I think it would leave people in some kind of limbo, not explaining why I'm the goody nigga from the hood. You get me? Like, so it wasn't that he didn't want to play the character, I don't think. He just wanted it to be explained. Like, why am I him? Why? Like,
You're right.
You know why Eiht is who he is. He's the OG from the hood. You know why Kane is who he is. You know, the traumatic growing up with mom and dad shooting a nigga and having to grow up in the projects. And, you know, O-Dog's story was he was just a crazy motherfucker. But, you know, what's my story? And you want to incorporate me with all these dudes who have a backstory, and I don't. So he complained about that, you know, and a nigga who's, you know, a nigga who's passionate about his craft, I need to see that. I need to see why Sharif is who Sharif is. Why I'm telling brothers to get out of this shit and stop banging and, stop selling dope and stop doing this. I need them to see that. So